Hello everybody, Perko here again with this week's pontification. This week and next week's episode I'm talking about fertility. This week I'm talking about human fertility. The next week I'm talking about fertility of soil, or as our American friends insist on calling it, dirt. So what I've done is I've got a chart here, and it covers two places on Earth which are opposite ends of it, and then 3 points in history, and on 4 different metrics. The 2 points on the planet are, one is London and the other is South Korea, because they are very different. Then I've looked at 3 points in history. The first one is 1905, which was when my parents were born. The second one is 72, 73, when I was in both places that year. And the third point is 2025, which is the latest set of figures. The 4 metrics are: 1, fertility; 2, the mother's likelihood of survival in childbirth; the third is the likelihood the child would live to see its first birthday; and the fourth, taking childbirthing out of the numbers, your age at passing average. So starting on, I have to read this, of course, can't remember it. Okay, so we're starting with London 1905 and the fertility rates. They are 5 to 1.35. South Korea 6 4.8. Bearing in mind it takes 2.1 to keep your population stable. Now it's reckoned that South Korea keeps on like this. Its population at present of 56 million by the end of this century will be down to 22 million. Then we go to the woman's chances of survival in childbirth. 0.4% died in the UK in 1905, 0.1%, 0.01%. South Korea was 0.1, 0.02, 0.01. The interesting figures you may have noticed there is that at all 3 points in history, South Korea was a safer place to give birth if you were a woman. Now the child's chances of making it to the age of 1, again starting with 1905 in the UK. 13% died in 1905, then 1.7 died and 0.3 died. South Korea was 23% died, 4% died and 0.1% died. So for some strange reason, the mothers used to do better than the actual children. Now I'm going to look at the whole issue of fertility and why it's causing a whole lot of drama these days. Excuse me. Now, what we've got to do is look at the population of the planet. When I was born, which for anyone who doesn't know was just after the end of World War II, it was 2.6 billion people. Now it's 8.5 billion people. So around the 1970s, they started to think, we're going to run out of food for all these people, so what can we do? So they came up with this idea, and they called it the Green Revolution. But effectively what it was industrializing the process of making food. So what was the 3 things that they changed? 1, fertilizer, that is commercial fertilizers as opposed to animal waste, which is what they'd used in the past. Pesticides and herbicides. And I can go into next week why those are significant. Now the other issue was, why do people have kids? Well, going back in the old days, it was economic. Well, in both cases, it's economics. Back in the old days, anyone that was out in the farm, out in the country, kids were free labour. And they are free labour to run the farm when you're too old to do it yourself. And then there's the costs these days of raising kids, which for both countries is around the same, around $275,000 to raise one child. That's US dollars. So these days we've got a problem. We've gone from an economy where pensions are provided by effectively the government now, because companies have stopped giving out pensions. And governments have got fewer and fewer kids coming into the economy, to say nothing of what AI is going to do about that. And you've still got a lot of old farts like me refusing to keel over because we have Alexander Fleming's little potion to keep us ticking. So it's economical why people have kids. So when you see the populations dropping, especially in a place like South Korea, you can understand why. And another little thing I would add here is there were 3 times when we had a fairly big die-off. The First World War, the Second World War, and the Spanish flu, which started in America. And you add them together, and it was 200 million people. And it was in the first 60 years of my data. So the population didn't rise too much. But as soon as we didn't have any mass die-offs from wars and plagues, then that's another reason that the population absolutely took off. Well, that's my pontification for the day. Next week, tune in. I'll be talking about the fertility of soil and why that is also very important, and it's very connected to what I've been talking about here. Ta-da for now.